Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful Wednesday with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Welcome to the Live with Lloyd family. As you see, we're going to have a wonderful guest, a wonderful show. I suggest y'all either get your tape recorders out or get a pad and pencil to take some notes because I think you're going to be in for an amazing experience on this evening. I do want to let everybody know that before I do that, the forecast for today. Today is, of course, Wednesday. It is 30th. This is after tomorrow. August is a wrap. It's over. Okay. The sun is in Virgo. The full moon is in Pisces right now. Mercury is retrograde. It started on the 21st and will stay that way until the 15th of September. It is a 6 universal month, a 1 universal week, a 9 universal day. So if you are an Aries or Scorpio or Leo or Sagittarius or Pisces, like my distinguished guest is about to come on, or if you're born on the 3rd, the 9th, or the 12th, like my distinguished guest is born on, or the 18th, 21st, 27th, or 30th of the month, this is truly your day. Wow. Really, actually, every day should be a special day, regardless of how it occurs. So let me do this. Okay, good. And let me do this first. Alrighty, everybody, thank you for joining the Live with Lloyd family, where the joy of learning is the joy of numerology and enlightenment. Also, as you know, and I always forget, even though I put up the forecast, as you see, I do not and will not solicit you for money. I do not DM people for money. I don't send messages. I just don't do that. And sometimes I'm beginning to find out now that I'm really into this, that sometimes people will copycat. So I'm just telling you, I don't do that. If somebody is asking you for money and it's from me, it is not from me. If somebody's asking you to do this and it's supposed to be from me, it is not. I just don't do that. I don't roll like that. My style is totally different. More than likely, 9 times out of 10, people are more coming to me than I to them. So that's how that is. So without further ado, I do want to bring on my very special guest. And let me tell you, first of all, before I do, she called me for a session, okay? And she lives in Texas, born and bred in Texas, the Lone Star State. And what happens is she was talking, and then she said something that was very interesting. Her background is that she was an airline stewardess for several years. And she said when she went to Brazil, something amazingly happened. And when she told me what happened, I then says, would you like to be a guest on my show? So I'm going to let her give you the background. And without further ado, hey, Denise.
How are you?
Fine. You know what's interesting? Some of the best parts of conversations come on before we do the shows. You would explain that since 3 years old, because you had been an airline stewardess for years, and you said you knew that since you were 3. Can you explain that?
Yes. When I was actually not 3 years old, but third grade, third grade, my mom sent myself and my 2 cousins on a summer vacation to Arizona. And on that flight, the flight attendants, they were just really nice to us. They gave us these little plastic wings, and they let us help serve the food, and they gave us coloring books and all that sort of thing, and they tucked us in and gave us pillows and blankets, and I mean they were just wonderful to us. And then when she gave us our pins, she told us that we could come back and fly with her when we grew up. So I took that seriously. And so when I got back home that summer, and my mom was giving me my bath and she was taking the wings off, she was about to throw them in the trash. And I said, no, I need to keep those wings because she told me I could come back and work with her when I grew up. And to this day right now, those same wings are in my mom's jewelry box at home.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting. A lot of times, some of the things we decide to do as adults actually starts in our childhood in some way, direct or indirectly.
It's true. It's true. Even this business that I'm doing, this started as a little girl going through, Galveston. In Galveston, there's some amazing smells, and you don't notice it if you are older. I think when we get older, we just lose our sense of.
It's kind of dulls it sometimes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As a little girl, you could smell like oleander, the plant. You could smell the flowers. You could smell the pomegranates and the figs. You could smell, just everything. The China berry trees. There was just everything around you. It had a smell, and it was amazing. The smell of the ocean. You could literally smell it coming through the air from the ocean to the middle of the city. And you could just smell it. It was amazing. It was alive. And so I was able to walk down alleys and streets and taste, all the plants, honeysuckle. We would pull the honeysuckle and taste the nectar. And that's how I grew up, just tasting things and finding out what their value was. And I knew that there was a value. And to this day, I've always connected with herbs and fruit and foods. And I've never taken medicines for anything.
And you are a master herbalist. But there was one thing that triggered the conversation where I said, would you like to be a guest on my show? And it was an experience when you said when you were working as an airline stewardess for Continental Airline, when you went to Brazil. What happened and what changed you to become who you are today?
Okay, so that's after 32 years of flying. We went from Continental to United Airlines. And we went to a thing, and I heard this revelation that you're not going to be here much longer. And I just remember sitting in Chicago over in this open flame fire in front of us. It was cold outside, and we're sitting in front of this flame, and I was like, I'm not going to be here anymore. And I don't know, it just came like you could just feel it welling up inside of me, and so I started my route started flying to Sao Paulo. And so when I got to Sao Paulo, I was one flight attendant. She was looking for some herbs, and she said, you want to go with me? I said, sure. And I went with her down to this one herb store, and it was a home, and it was an herb store all at once. And it was beautiful, and it just was captivating. And the lady was the herbalist, and she was teaching. And so I went through classes with her. I started also getting downloads at night when I would be there every single week. I was there, and it was like I was getting downloads, and I would just get up and start writing, and I'm writing all these formulations. I had no idea what they were for at all. And then this lady that didn't like me, she called me on my cell phone, and she just was and talking crazy to me. And I was like, I'm going to get off this phone. I don't know what, this is a long distance phone call. And a voice inside of me, the Holy Spirit, he said, don't you hang up the phone. I said, I'm hanging up the phone. He said, do not hang up the phone. And so I said, I'm going to go in the bathroom and comb my hair. So he said,
and just let her talk to the air, right?
Yeah, just let her talk to the air. And so I put her on the speaker and walked in there, and she was just talking crazy. But yet she started saying some stuff, and it started piercing my ear. She started telling me about, the pension and the money and this and that and the other thing about our company, about, the airline. And I was like, what did you just say? And she said, yeah, girl. And so she started telling me. She didn't even realize I wasn't listening to her. She started repeating it all over again. That told me everything I needed to do. And then he moved me straight. It was not even 2 months later. I finished up all of my classes, got all my formulations, and left my company and started this company. Started Fit and Blessed Herbs.
It's called Fit and Blessed. Am I correct?
Fit and Blessed.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about it. Why are herbs so important, and why would you feel that the pharmaceutical industry is so resistant to things that are very natural? Because when I was a boy in the South, when we got sick, my grandmother and relatives went into the woods, and they got this, that, and the other, and came back. Very, very rarely in the South at that time that relatives go to the hospital unless it was dead serious. Other than that, almost everything could be cured right then and there.
That's the truth. And it still actually can. The reason that the pharmaceutical industry has a problem with herbs and whole foods is because they really can't monetize it the way they want to. You're talking about multi-trillions of dollars, and they say the wellness, or they say the healthcare industry, but it's really the illness care industry, because they really want to keep you sick because you become a constant customer. You know how that works. It's like they call
Yeah.
it permanent, but you're a permanent customer because you keep having to go get your hair straightened. It's the same thing with medicine. They have to keep you getting sick because if I give you this, it's going to heal that one thing, but it's going to break something else. So it may help you to sleep, but it's going to mess up maybe your kidneys or your liver, and you know how the thing at the end of the night and it's talking and the side effects include da da da.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
And the side effects are almost as long as the benefits.
exactly.
What I was saying,
Precisely. So they can't monetize this, and they cannot monetize it. So they really don't want you to have it because you can get this literally off your shelf in your grass. Half these herbs grow on the side of the road for free, really. If you know what you're looking at. And most of the native people to every land, they can see it, they can grab it, and they can eat it. For instance, I have a product, with the graviola and the moringa in it, because I've traveled, like I said, all over the world, and I know the creator made me to do this on purpose, because, like I said, every place that I've gone, they have one item, at least one, that they consume all of the time, and it keeps their immune system high, their vibrations high, and it keeps them well naturally.
it's like their cure-all.
Yes, they're cure-all. Like Brazil, you can get graviola. It hangs on the trees just all over the place. You can just grab it and eat it. They have it. You can buy it in the market, but it's just hanging on the trees. It's like falling on the ground.
Wow.
So they can't monetize that, we can put it in the markets for a couple of $1 two, but it's not the $1 trillion industry that the hospitals and the pharmaceutical industry they'd like to have. You can't fund yachts and aircrafts with that kind of
Is that why in every other country the approach is preventive medicine?
Yes, except here. Yes.
Except here?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. You just don't see, like I said, cancer is not something that's prevalent everywhere. It's just kind of here. Diabetes is not necessarily prevalent everywhere. You see our people in their 80s, 90s there in other places walking up several flights of stairs. Most of the places don't have elevators, or if they do, they're very, very slow. So they go every day and they get their day's supply of food and they cook it fresh and they eat and they're healthy. They don't have bunches of drive-throughs. In fact, they don't even take cars most of the time, except they have to work very far. They walk or they bike everywhere. They may catch a train and walk several blocks, but they're people with movement, and they get all this fresh air. They get sun. They get the cool when it's cold. They get the rain when it's coming down, and they're accustomed to their environment. When we're very air conditioned people, we are very sedentary. We go from lying down to sitting down to driving to sitting down to sitting down and lying down.
No, I says nowadays the way it works in this country, especially in the rural things, people go from the house to the car to the mall back to the car
Yes.
back to the house. And I said, yet Hippocrates, doctor of modern medicine, because Imhotep was the original father of medicine, okay? Yes. But he emphasized the importance of walking.
Yes, being outside, just walking. You don't have to. I mean, they didn't have tons of gyms. They did self-care back. In ancient days, they did self-care. There was, skin scrubbing. There's, salt scrubbing. There was because salt was the mineral was a very expensive thing to have. So there was, salt bathing, sun bathing, those things like that. That was a natural self-care, and walking, simple walking.
Yeah, yeah. Let me ask you this: as a master herbalist, what would be some of the basic, are there at least 3 to 4 basic items that everybody should have in their home as a preventive measure with herbs, if that makes sense?
Yes, there are many things that there are. I would tell you this: pure water, perfect water, clean water. That's just clean water. I would tell somebody Epsom salt. That's one of the biggest cure-alls. It has tons of minerals and it has plenty of usages, so you can use it internally, externally. Castor oil, that is internal and external. It actually does heal lesions. It can actually heal broken bones. It can actually detoxify the liver. You can actually put castor oil on the eyes, and it actually clears cataracts and things of that nature. Castor oil. So Epsom salt, castor oil, clean water. Those are basic things that you can get on any shelf.
You know, it's interesting because I saw one piece where there were two different women,
Mm-hmm.
both into health, and they were on one of these social medias. And this thing now is to put castor oil on your navel.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay, now tell us about that. So you just get some castor oil and put it on your navel?
Yes, that will just truly, I think anybody that has it, if you have to make sure that your castor oil is hexane free.
Who? What free?
Hexane free. Hexane, hexane free.
Really?
Yeah, and if it's in a glass bottle, that's best. If it's Jamaican castor oil, that's even better. If you can get that castor oil, you put that on your navel and when you go to sleep at night. And yes, stuff will eventually start coming out of the navel, but it goes internally into the body, and it will begin to literally detoxify the body also. So you will have several. I don't mean to be vulgar, but you'll have several poop sessions throughout the morning, just really cleaning your body out, and it's pretty amazing. So yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you, I don't have enough things to say great about castor oil. I just go on and on about how.
Because I was told that if you put it on tumors, eventually the tumor would go away.
Tumors will go away, lesions will go away. It will literally heal the broken bones and things of that nature. I mean, it's wonderful. It really is. Aches and pains, if you wrap it and, put a heat wrap around it, it
So
really.
medically, you can't make a lot of money off that one.
You cannot make any money off of it. Exactly. Can't fund that yacht with that money. So castor oil.
Wow.
Cayenne pepper is another one. Cayenne pepper is awesome for, like if you have, of course, you want to keep it out of the eyes, but you can actually put it on, like if you have bumps and things on the face, if you have boils on the face, you can actually make a plaster for it, and it actually will literally open it up and spew out all of that garbage out of your skin. So wherever you're on your body, you can put it on there, and it will literally pop open a boil and clean you out. It's actually going to detoxify any of your wounds. So it's a very great healing agent.
I was told even internally, it helps with your circulation.
Yes.
All of that, bowel movements,
Yes.
all kinds of things.
Yeah.
This is compliment of Mother Nature.
Yes, all natural. You can put those inside of your socks instead of trying to heat up your feet. You can put a little sprinkle inside your socks, and it'll warm your body.
I was going to say that there was a famous herbalist, he was a herbalogist, Dr. John E. Moore, from back in the day of the Tree of Life. And he was a hobo traveling the country. And he'd explained to us in a lecture that what the hobos would do was actually put cayenne pepper in their shoes and their socks, and they had no problem dealing with the winter.
Exactly.
Little things like that. All compliments of Mother Nature.
All thanks to the Creator. It's the truth. It's the truth.
So now, supposedly, is there diabetes seem to be, especially in our communities, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, things of that nature. And yet all of these are very expensive medications.
Yeah.
Would there be herbs that you would recommend that would offset diabetes or high blood pressure, or recommend that they take? And it's very interesting. Of all the things, the last thing I thought you would say is pure water. Because where do you get pure water from now?
Well, you get alkaline water. One of the things that I'm doing is I've just located a location, and so I'm starting a build out soon for alkaline water. So I'll be one of the few brown skinned people that own their own, alkaline and hydrogen water stores. And of course, it'll also have my herbs, as you can probably see behind me. With Fit and Blessed herbs, and of course, then it's the store is called the Water Well. But yeah, I plan to try to expand to have tons of stores available to serve our communities with the purest of water with not as an expensive price point. So you can have, fresh, clean water. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but there are so many places. Flint, Michigan's one of them, but they have in Alabama, they have Louisiana. Lots of different people are calling, waiting for me to open my store so they can have a franchise opportunity because of the need for clean drinking water. The water is contaminated. You cannot drink out of your tap.
Yeah, and then I understand in certain bottled waters that we have available in these supermarkets, they actually have chemicals in there designed to get you to thirst for more. That's always interesting.
Have you've read Dasani's minerals? I mean, their ingredients, right?
Who's this?
Dasani?
No.
Okay, well, you read Dasani's ingredients. They have so many chemicals in their water, and most of them do exactly what you say. They cause you to become thirstier so that you drink more. They never actually, as my friend would say, satiate your thirst. They never quench your thirst at all. They actually just cause you to crave more so you can buy more. And in fact, some of the ingredients in Dasani include embalming fluid, oddly enough. They have some, I'm telling you, you have to just read the labels. And I would just tell anybody, please read your labels. Even when they say natural ingredients, I don't mean to ramble a little bit, but when they say natural ingredients, there's a company called Sinachem. And if anybody would care to Google Sinachem, you can actually even go on a list with other people to boycott any of the products that they have Sinachem in, because Sinachem is actually made from the brain and the kidney of unborn babies, and they actually get their product. From Planned Parenthood. So they're double dipping on getting the Black community to abort their babies. That's a natural. They have a process. It's a process. And so they actually, and it's actually in Silicon Valley, this company, Sinachem. And they're able to legitimately call themselves natural ingredients. So when they say this is natural ingredients, if the label doesn't tell you what natural ingredient it is, you might want to assume that it's suspect. And it goes back to Sinachem. Sinachem has products in things like Lay's potato chips. They used to have it in Campbell's soup. They have them in things like Nestle's products. They have them in certain sodas like Mountain Dew, things of that nature, Pepsi products. They have them in tons and tons of things. So you have to be really, really careful because you don't know what you're consuming.
Does that explain why? I also saw another a video I looked at of a woman that moved out of the country, and she says she noticed right away how much her health improved, how healthy the food was, the energy of the people was, the treatment she got. And so here's what I don't understand. Why would manufacturers make food to actually make people ill? I mean, I can understand, this country is about driven for profits. Okay, I got that. But at the expense of other people's lives and their health, that is, I guess as old as I am, I'm naive, but like, yo, really?
It's frightening.
That?
It's frightening. It's frightening. I cannot, if we would literally just read, I don't have a clue as to why this country, why this corporation, I guess I should call it because it's not a country, why this corporation wants to kill its inhabitants or the inhabitants. I have no clue. All I can say is just sheer evil. Because you're going against everybody's faith level of understanding when you are unknowingly feeding people human body cells. Because that's what you're doing. When you call it natural, that is, you're feeding somebody's body cells because that's an aborted fetus. You think that one through. That's an aborted fetus. And the reason they use the brain and the kidney of the aborted fetus is because it's sweet.
Really?
I know that. How would one know that? But they utilize it and they have made it into a natural flavor enhancer. So they're able to put it on the labels of products and say it's natural flavoring. Now, when you see organic products and it says natural, usually they tell you what that natural flavoring is, whether it's beets or whether it's carrots or whatever it could be, that are dates or whatever it is that's enhancing the flavor or the color of that food. They will tell you what that is. But when they just say it's natural, the corporation said that they're allowed to do that. That's an FDA controlled product, and they said that you're allowed to do that. So you have to be very conscientious when you start going into your grocery stores. I'm telling you, the fewer ingredients, the better.
In other words, no red dye number 10, yellow dye number 14, all
that's
that
why
stuff.
your children are bouncing off the walls. That's why they now have ADHD and all these other depressions and all that sort of thing, because they're not getting nutrition. They're literally starving you to death and making you think you're eating. How do you?
Because it tastes good, it's nutritionally not good. I noticed also when I was shopping recently, I'm now beginning to read labels even more. And what I'm noticing is they got a little phrase at the bottom of the ingredients that says bioengineered ingredients. What does that mean, Master Herbalist?
Bioengineered food is basically like mechanical food. It's computer food. It's lab food. They've somehow manipulated things to be bigger, to have more flavor, to do everything that it's not supposed to do automatically. I don't know if you noticed, but the majority of our fruit have no seeds. Well, in Ezekiel, he said that our food, that we're all of our, it says, well, the Bible tells you from Genesis to Revelations, regardless. He says the food is for the healing. He says the herb is for the healing of the nation, and the fruit is for your food. And he tells you that that all of your fruit that has seeds are for your food. Fruit that has seeds are for your food. So why would they, again, you keep talking about this corporation, why would they systematically modify our food so that it cannot produce seeds?
Well, that's what I see nowadays. Seedless grapes, seedless watermelons, seedless this, seedless lemons.
Right. Everything's seedless. So that means it has no life in it. It has no nutritional value in it.
It just tastes like a lemon.
It just tastes like a lemon, and it looks like a lemon, but it's really not one. So you're not getting what you're supposed to have. And that's literally the crux of what I keep. That's why I'm literally standing on this show right now, because things like, okay, I hope you don't mind, but things like Total Health. Total Health is like all of your nutrition in a capsule. So you take 3 of these a day, and this is all of the nutrition your body actually needs to function. And when you start taking things like this, I have clients that have taken.
Hold on, can you show that again? What's the name of that? Total Health?
It's called Total Health.
Do you provide that?
Yes, these are some of my formulations. All the things that you see behind me, I created all of those products.
Can you drag those out so we can see what you got?
Okay, so I have a few in front of me. So this is Total Health, right here. This is Total Health. Mm-hmm. This one is sea moss, bladderwrack, black seed, and burdock. That's a formulation so that you're getting all of your minerals and all of your iron. This one actually will truly like stimulate the body and give you like just super, well, all of it's going to give you high immunity, and just say that. But when you talk about you craving crazy things, like lots of meats and things of that nature, it's because your body needs a bunch of minerals. And so you're going to get your minerals through your herbs and your superfoods. So you get your sea moss, bladderwrack. Well, sea moss and bladderwrack, of course, they come from the ocean. But your black seed and your burdock, those come from the ground. And this is all of the, over 104 different minerals in these 2 capsules, in these little 2 capsules.
You know, I know Dr. Sabi used to emphasize, if nothing else, Burdock. He would always put emphasis on Burdock.
It's a life changer. It's a life changer.
What is the magic behind Burdock?
Well, again, Burdock it's a high fluorine, it's a high iron. It has over 95 of the minerals that you need just in that one little root. Yeah, it does. And so you will feel the difference in your body's stamina just by drinking it. If you chew on it, you can get the sticks and chew on it. You can make a tea out of it. You can make a juice out of it. You can grind it up, and you can powder it down, and you can consume them in capsule form. You can just do lots of things with Burdock, but it's like it is a standalone herb on its own. It's wonderful. I mean, it really does. It lightens even your skin, like literally from the inside out. I know that sounds crazy, but the only reason it does it is because it's like sloughing off all of those dead cells, and so it's renewing you from the inside out. It's amazing. So
now, what else you got? What else you got in your arsenal of goodies?
So Total Health is, like I said, this is a hot seller. This one is, well, that's my number. Truthfully, this is my number 2 seller. This is my number 1 seller, Total Health. And the reason I say Total Health is my number 1 seller. Every single person on the planet that I know should eat it, but most all of my clients take it. And this product, this has graviola moringa. It has schisandra. It has, what else does it have? Alfalfa, kelp, barley grass, wheatgrass, spirulina, ashwagandha, dandelion. It's amazing. And so it has everything in it already. Now, this one, it has cured cancer. Okay, so all those disclaimers, you'll see them on my website. Yeah. It's only wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But people have bounced back from cancer. People have bounced back from dementia. They have, a woman who didn't know basically who she was, all of a sudden now she knows who she is, and she's very clear in her mind. When she was taken off of the product and went back to her doctor's capsules and pills, her brain went south again. So I know that this works. This stuff takes away the belly fat. It sloughs away all the dead cells. It gives you high immunity. So when you're talking about COVID coming back through and things of that nature, you need to have this in your body. The one thing about this is, again, if you're eating all these foods and your diet's not stable yet, well, you take this three times a day. Whenever you feel like you're having a cold, you feel like you're getting the flu, symptoms of COVID, you're gonna instead of taking the 3 capsules once a day, take 3 capsules 3 times a day. In 24 hours, you'll feel back to normal again. Your body responds to nutrition. Your body is wired to heal itself. As long as it's got the proper nutrition, it'll fight off anything.
No, the body is the most amazing instrument. In fact, I know if I was under the weather, the first thing I would do is always lay down, and I call myself letting the body heal itself.
Yes. You need to sleep. I truly believe in rest. I think we tear our bodies down because we stress ourselves out. Everything's, a panic. So even when we talk about panic, I have an adaptogen that I created called Blessed Not Stressed. Everybody loves Blessed Not Stressed. One of the ladies even today, she probably tuned in. She was telling me that I don't know what it is. I'm taking that Blessed Not Stressed, and she says, and by 10 o'clock, I'm like, my head's falling over. I said, yeah, your body's this adaptogen has got you giving you that fight or flight thing is gone, and now your body's saying, I need to relax so I can heal myself.
Another thing I noticed that seems to be in our community is like diabetes, Parkinson's, stuff like that. Now that deals with the central nerve Parkinson's or something like that, doesn't it?
It does. And so if somebody had, say, for instance, Parkinson's, I would give them a triple hit. I would give them the Total Health every day for their food. I would give them the blessed brain, because that gives them a mental sharpness to
That
their
makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
and then also I would give them the adaptogen blessed not stressed. So that's the powerhouse trio that I would give to them. If they had COVID, for instance, they would end up with the total health. I would give them a mucus clearing formula, because this clears out all the mucus in the body. Look at the ingredients. We have elderberry, calzada sagrada, we have milk thistle, we have pushing, and goldenrod. That is amazing. This one product right here, the mucus formula. People call me on the phone and they're like, I did not know that stuff worked that fast. I've had so many people write me and tell me, I did not know that stuff worked that fast. I mean, it does. Within minutes, it works that quickly with taking out of the allergy symptoms, the runny nose, the mucus out of the body. It works really, really fast. So it makes your body calm down so it can truly heal itself. When your body doesn't have all that excess mucus, it can heal itself. It can heal itself. So I give them that. And then I also give them a lung tonic that I created so that it cleans out the lungs and expands the lungs so they can breathe. So that there's no more intubation.
But you know what's very interesting? Dr. Sebi had always talked about the major cause of the body is mucus buildup.
Yes.
And yet this country consumes a lot of cheese, dairy products, things of that nature.
Everything that causes mucus overgrowth. And so, we're sluggish. We have brain fog. We have a lot of the doctors tend to want to either medicate you or they want to surgerize you. So when you have anesthesia in the body, then your body doesn't know what anesthesia is. So it holds on to anesthesia for over 15 years. And
are you serious?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Anything that's so foreign and it can't, and it's that anesthesia is manipulative. So your body can't figure out what to do with it. So it basically it houses it, and until something comes along where it can seep out little by little. But while it's there, it's wrapping more mucus around it. So it's causing you to have brain fog. It's causing you to have inflammation. You're having, arthritis and swollen joints, and all sorts of things happen because of anesthesia. It's a horrible, horrible thing. So I created a formula for just that. And it's called Fit Detox. The Fit Detox is Fit Detox. You can find it on my website. It actually is formulated just to pull all of that anesthesia out of the body, also chemical drugs out of the body, and it works really well within 30 days. All that stuff's out of the body, so your body is working better.
I heard something recently that some of the chemicals that are now added to food, they call them forever chemicals, which means that in your body they're there forever. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's very true. It's very true. So it's very true. So detoxing, that kind of caught on several years ago. Detox. Well, everything we should be doing now is detoxifying. We have to get the metals out of our bodies. We have to get the parasites out of our bodies. We have to get the worms out of our bodies. People don't think that they have worms and parasites. I do not know why they don't think that, but other countries do parasite and worms cleanse 3 times a year, if not 4.
Really?
Does. Every time the season changes, they do a worm and a parasite detox. And
where is this at again?
Everywhere in the world. Whether you're in Africa, Egypt, Germany, Paris, Japan, Brazil, everybody does worms and parasite detoxes from their bodies. They all do it, but we don't talk about it. We don't think we need it. And when you start saying, I think you've got worms because this is happening, or you've got a rash on your face, or you got, little bumps on the back of your skin, or, maybe you got foam on the mouth, or maybe, your eyes are leaking. Maybe you've got cancer. All those things happen because of worms and parasites.
Wow. And some of those herb packages you have will help in that process?
Yes, actually, I have a Fit Gut, and Fit Gut is actually a worm purgative. So it actually does um, wipe out and kill the worm and its eggs, the parasites and their eggs out of the body in a 30-day cycle. So
We're
yes,
not taught none of these things at all.
no, we don't, and that's why we crave crazy stuff. That's 9 times out of 10. That is why you're craving crazy things. That's why you're having rashes that you can't figure out what's going on. Between those and heavy metals, and all these crazy non-foods, um, we are in bad shape here in the US of A. And so we really need to wake up and start taking care of this temple, because it's an amazing temple. And once we are able to clean all this stuff out of our bodies will vibrate at such a high, amazing
Level. Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
be
That makes sense.
clearer. Your mind will be sharper. You will understand what's happening around you. You'll function at 100%. You'll be able to have energy all day long. You'll turn black, literally the clock of time. People, every time I say I'm 56 years old, people go, "What?" And I go, "Yeah." And they, what kind of medicine? They start telling me all their medicines. I'm like, I don't take medicines. I don't have a reason for it. My daughter does, and I don't. We just never have, because green is what we do. And I'm not saying I don't eat meat or fish, those things. I do. I have a balanced life. I actually have a very balanced life, but I'm a product of my products too. So
That makes sense. Now that makes a lot of sense. Hold on one second. To TJ, I'll answer this question on Monday, Labor Day, when I'm back. Right now, this is about health and wellness, as obvious. All right. So I'm not going to break the rhythm, but I want to recognize and thank you so much for the donation, TJ. And I'll look at some places where you should move to, because in fact, New Orleans, where I was in, is ruled by the number 6. That'll be a good place for you to move. But I'll save all of that. Okay. I was just now continue with some of these. So how many? So you gave me the triple pack. Then you got the gut. How many variations of packages do you have?
well, actually, I wouldn't necessarily call them packages or bundles. Those are just things that, like, if you tell me what your situation is, then I can suggest to you, a compilation that'll work, together to, cause your healing. So, like I said, those things happen simply because somebody said, "Oh, I have this issue," and this is what came to me. For instance, when COVID hit, I was getting phone calls all day long about, families having COVID and yada, yada, yada. And so I started, having a tea for it. I started having, the lung tonic for it. And actually the lung tonic, it started off as a big gallon of tea with mullein and peppermint and spearmint and eucalyptus and all these different things in it. And then it dwindled down to just, this tincture. And so, yeah, I just literally, like, I have a COVID kit. People have told me this, but that's what they call it. I have COVID kit. I have, your brain kit. I have the energy kit. I have detoxifiers. I do have, like, the Tree of Life tea. So the Tree of Life tea was actually formulated for a friend of mine. Her husband had renal failure. And so
What is renal failure?
that's when your kidneys don't work.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he was having dialysis all of the time. So, he was having trouble with urination and all that sort of thing. And so I created this tea, and it came with the Palo Azul, the Kinkalibo, and the Baobab. And he drank a couple gallons of it, and he was urinating on his own for the first time in a very long time. And so and people love this tea. It tastes wonderful. It's very mild, and it has a really nice taste to it. But the funny thing is, I get more people that drink a gallon of this tea because it gives you clean urine for urine testing. I know that sounds crazy.
No, there's some people that need a clean urine in certain cases. You were right.
I just did not know that there's a ton of people that smoke marijuana and they also want to work a job. So they drink a gallon of this and they go in and they take their urine test and they have a wonderful clean urine test and they continue on their life. And so it's a really great tea. People, I mean, literally, I sell out of this almost every day. And I have another tea that I sell out of, but all of those ingredients come straight from Africa. I have a person now that's actually in Africa bringing back my products, gathering them up and bringing them back for me. But that one actually does support stamina in the body. People that are recovering from bouts of COVID where they actually were hospitalized for long periods, almost death. They couldn't stand on their own. They can do that when they drink this tea. They're able to stand and move around for long periods of time on their own. It actually does help with the healing of cancer and things of that, high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, all those things. So that is a wonderful, it's called Remedy Tea. It's on my website. People love that tea. And
why, hold up. I listen. For what I don't understand, why would the medical industry or pharmaceutical industry be so threatened about something like this that can help humanity? That's what Hippocrates had talked about.
If you can,
man, heal thyself, thou shalt not do no harm. All these things, all these from the Hippocratic Oath. In fact, I quoted about 2 weeks ago where he had said, and a physician who does not know astrology is not a physician. So obviously he knew about the stars.
That's the truth. That's the that's the truth. I told you for years I wanted to know about numerology, but I was afraid because they tell the world that it's you're going to go to hell or you're demon or you're dealing with demons if you're dealing with astrology and numerology. And so I was always kind of like peeking behind the door, but kind of scared to enter into till I heard you actually on TikTok one evening, and I was like, he makes this so relative and relevant and easy to understand. And so that's how we got connected. But I mean, it was amazing. And when you just by knowing my name and my birthday, you were able to read me like a book and you told me everything about myself. And I was just astounded. I was absolutely astounded. So I'm on this ride with you now. But yeah, I just, and when you talk about, when I say things being relevant and relatable, that's what I try to bring to the population of America is just how herbs are really truly here to heal you, and there's nothing to be afraid of, and it's not just I don't like broccoli. There's so much more to your health than just broccoli, and you need to invest in your body. I think if I can say anything, and I know our time is getting short real fast, but
we're gonna stay a little over because I got a question to ask you, a melanin question, which we're gonna say later.
Okay, but if I have anything to say to people, I would tell them, one of the things that you and I have in common, we only have this one vessel, and we need to ride it for all it's worth. And the only way you're going to get the best out of it is if you put the best into it. I mean, I would never tell it, because even the Bible says, you roasted lambs and what you, and Deuteronomy tells you exactly what you can and cannot eat. So I'm a clean eater for that matter. And I eat, with my dietary laws. I rest when my body's supposed to rest because of Sabbath. And so I believe and I follow my appointed times, which we're shortly about to embark on the last of them for the year. But I just know that if we would take care of this temple, it'll take care of us. We will vibrate at such an amazing level. The frequency that your body will be on, and you'll be in tune with your environment. Nobody would have to tell you when to wake up, when to go to sleep, what to do. You would just be able to work nonstop, eating very little and not having to buy as much, because you're thinking that you're going to the store getting hundreds of dollars worth of food and you're getting hundreds of dollars worth of garbage, when just for really a couple of dollars a day, you're making your body function the level that it's supposed to.
This lady here says they have a graviola supplement. What is that? Are you familiar with that?
That's one of the fruit. Graviola is a fruit. They have it in Jamaica. They have it in Brazil. That is, it's really great for healing cancer. It's top notch for cancer. You probably heard of people call it soursop, and many times you heard soursop. It's really tasty. It's a wonderful, like you can have the leaves for the tea. You can have the fruit to eat or make a juice out of. You also even use the seeds. It's an amazing fruit.
This person, Stephen, says they have sores on their Achilles. Can castor oil heal that?
Yes, yes, it can. If you take the cayenne pepper and you take the castor oil and you make a compilation of that, mix it, and you can even wrap it on your foot and put some that saran wrap around it, and wear it like that with the socks on. Your feet will heal.
Now this is a word you mentioned before. Hexane, is it? What is this?
Yeah. Well, hexane is a chemical. I don't really know all about hexane. Don't make me start telling a tale. But I just know that it has to be free of hexane. So I don't really know all about hexane. I've never.
Would the label hexane be on the castor oil bottle?
It will. It will.
And you said it'd be preferred that they get the castor oil in a glass bottle.
In a glass bottle, not plastic.
In the plastic.
Yeah, because we don't want the BPAs, so you don't want it to be leached in. Even like for myself, you notice all of my things are in glass containers. So you want to, and also dark containers too. So it doesn't actually break down and it doesn't leach. So it's a really good product to have in a glass container.
Now this person says they put cayenne in their water every day.
Awesome, Dr. Fisher. I love her. That's my sister. That's one of
really?
my she's a wellness doctor. She has an awesome business in Houston, Texas. Also, you can look her up. But yes.
Well, what about people saying you put lemon in your water every morning? Is
that good for your water? Because lemon actually is a good purifier for the body, obviously. But basically, that's a quick way to sort of alkalize the water that you're drinking. But cayenne pepper, it's actually it's a purgative, it's a purgative, it's a warmer for the body. And your body is warm, it actually operates better. That's one of the things. Remember, we're kind of talking about melanin. Yeah, melanin people are hot people. This stuff is warm, so the warmer the better for us.
Well, can a person therefore put a combination of lemon and cayenne pepper in their water in the morning?
Absolutely. You can even go further. You can put lemon, cayenne pepper, what's that called? Apple cider vinegar and a little maple syrup and or honey, and you got a powerhouse that's gonna detoxify the body and also purify the body, clean it out. It's gonna burn fat. It's a good one.
This person says put water out in the sun in a glass bottle, and not only does it oxidize it, oxygenate it, the sun will burn out all chemicals.
It'll burn out a lot of them. I won't say all of them, but it'll burn out a lot of them. One of the problems that your water will still have is a level of chlorine and also a level of ammonia. Without it going through, a 6-phase, reverse osmosis and going through, different, whether it's sand, coconut shell, what am I trying to say? The black charcoal, all the different things it has to filter itself through. If you boil water, it still won't get rid of. If you just sit and boil it, it still won't get rid of the ammonia.
Now, here's something that Anya says that my grandmother, I remember doing. She says, take 1 tablespoonful of baking soda, and she said baking, but I know it's baking soda, and drink it with a full glass of water. I think my grandmother used to do that.
It's very good to alkalize the body as well. Yes. You have to be careful with it, but because I wouldn't do that on a single everyday basis. But yeah, baking soda is very good for the body. I mean, think about it. Whenever you get heartburn and things of that nature, what do? You have bicarbonate of soda, And essentially it's baking soda and water. So
Wow. This is amazing. This is very, very interesting. So what is it says? Oh, how do you spell that? I guess these were some of the questions when you mentioned hexane. Um, so I think this is very, very good. Now, we're going to spill a little over, but one of the things we talked about is melanin.
yeah.
What is your opinion of melanin? Can you explain why it's very important? And now also they're finding that melanin runs better in certain computer apparatuses than anything else. And where would you get this melanin from, dear?
Aha. So
Yeah, yes. Okay, there we go.
oh yeah. So let's think about that one for a second. This beautiful brown, copper color, tawny, black, ebony skin that we have. They say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the
Sweeter the juice.
yeah,
Amen.
exactly true. There's more of it. So there, the people don't realize how many thousands of women go missing every year. Over 96,000 women, Black women in particular, in this US of A, go
Really?
every year. Every year, nobody's looking for them. They go missing every year because of the melanin in their skin. They use their skin for testing. I don't know if you remember Henrietta Lacks.
Yes, she was a Leo, born August 5th. Yeah, and in fact, her family is now just being compensated after all these decades.
And her DNA is still working. It's still working. It's still generating. And our people are the only ones that even when we die, our cells still generate. That's because of that melanin. We are literally liquid gold. We are literally gold. And they've taken our skin into outer space to find out how to extract the energy from it and how to utilize it. They tried to utilize our skin for actual like electricity, because that's just literally how strong our DNA is, how strong our melanin is. Melanin on the open market is worth over $465 a gram.
Wow.
Yes, sir. They've taken our skin and boiled it, trying to extract the energy out of it. So, when they say be careful where you go, seriously, you should be careful. I mean, I was flying blindly, going all over the world by myself all these years as a young girl, because I started flying at 20 years old. I had no idea, I was greeted well everywhere I went, but I had no idea what my value was. But I tell you the truth, when you start to utilize the facts, when you start going online and Googling and just reading for yourself, there's research literally sitting there for you to know about melanin, about your brown skin. And don't ever buy the hype that, white is better or straighter hair is better. There's a reason that our hair is what it is, the texture that it is. That's why I took off weaves many years ago, about 4 years ago now, and started wearing my own hair, because our hair has to connect to the sun. I stopped wearing a lot of different shoes that I used to wear, and I wear mostly leather bottom shoes, leather bottom top. It's leather throughout, because we have to connect back to our creator earth, to this earth that we like. Literally, we're made from this dust, and we have to live back with it. We have to connect back with it. I spend more time outside and things of that nature, because when we're closed off from ourselves, we're not connected. Our bodies become energized all over again. You have to know the value of the skin that you're in. If you utilize the proper nutrition, your body will start thinking better. I'm telling you, what I'm saying is the truth. Your body will become cleaner and clearer, and it'll connect better. You'll think better. You'll understand better. Your creator will thank you for taking care of yourself. It's the proper.
You are awesome, Denise. You are awesome. There's some person says, what would you prescribe for diabetics and people with inflammations? Also, put your contact, and I will be putting your contact information up in just a moment.
Nina, okay, so for inflammation, I have a mucus clearing product for that one.
Uh-huh.
It's called Fit Now, mucus clearing Fit Now, and that's how it works that fast. Also, total health is for diabetes, for cancer, for high blood pressure. It's for weight loss. So this is really great. I also suggest people to use the remedy tea that you can get online. I ship all over the so those are items that I would tell you also. I would even add baobab powder. This is another straight out of Africa product. 5,000-year-old fruit. It's one of the only fruit on the planet that you crack open and it's dry when you pop it open. And it actually has more vitamin C than 6 oranges. It has it has more calcium than milk. It has more magnesium than 2 avocados. It has 12 times more fiber than apples. It's a probiotic and a prebiotic. It has more antioxidants than acai, goji, pomegranate, and blueberries combined. And excuse me. And all of that in 1 tablespoon. So when I tell people about diabetes and high blood pressure, your food is your wealth. So those are the items that I would tell anybody to take. More often than not, the people that call me on the phone for that very problem about diabetes, the items that I give them are Total Health, Baobab. I give them the remedy tea, and within a month, they're perfect.
Well, I got to be honest. Hold up. Now, what we're going to do, I was scrolling some of the comments, and you know what they all asked? How do they get in touch with you? And I will not disappoint them. There are several ways you can touch with this beautiful lady. All righty. Her name is actually, you should be Dr. Denise Jeremiah, but I ain't going to go there. But anyway, Denise Jeremiah, she's a master herbologist, very knowledgeable. Her contact number is 325-575-1012. That's 325-575.
757.
Excuse me, dear. 757. Mercury's retrograde, so ain't no excuse. 757-1012. Her website, so you can order these wonderful products, is www.fitandblessed.com. Is that where they go to order the products?
That's right.
Please do that. And she does have an email address, and she also has an Instagram page, so you can keep up with her. So I'm going to be following you now. And her Cash App is so interesting because they're all numbers, which is right up my alley. $ 832-441-5255J. That number again. Now, here's what you can do. You'll screenshot it, okay, on your phones, on your computers. You can take a picture of it. So you have all this information. So I'm just letting it sit here so it can marinate. So y'all got plenty of time to go find a pen, get a piece of paper, and get in touch with this wonderful sister, Denise Jeremiah. I'm going to be ordering products because I'm definitely in the herbs and things like that. And I learned that from living with my grandmother in the South. They never went to a hospital. Never. So there's always something to learn. And again, that's Denise Jeremiah, Master Herbalist. Contact 325-757-1012. Website www.fitandblessed.com. And also her Gmail. Is it number 3 or is that my accident?
No, it's fitandblessed3@gmail.com.
Okay, good. Because I will make mistakes, not deliberate, but okay. No. And also her Instagram is Fit and Bless, and her Cash App is 832-441-52557. All right. Okay. Let me hold up. I want you to sit tight because you're going to give the last word. All right. There's a couple of announcements I'm going to make.
Okay.
I was going to have a guest on this particular. There we go. Because Monday is Labor Day. And you would be surprised that the father of medicine of Labor Day is a Black man. His name is John P. Green. He was born on April the 2nd of 1845, and he died on September the 1st of 1940. He lived to be 95 years old. That was great at that point in time. So I'm going to be talking about this guy. And believe it or not, he was born in the township of my dad, Trenton, North Carolina. And he met all the people of his day. So I'm going to use that special day to honor him. And why, when you talk about Labor Day, to know the source of who started Labor Day.
Wow.
Okay. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to have who I would have had on Monday, although they haven't been informed yet, but I decided this I'm going to do it. And they are going to be talking about life insurance. It's interesting. Do you know that most of the banks have money invested in life insurance? Well, this is the couple that I'm going to have on Wednesday instead of Monday. I'm going to call Miss Jackie Barrios and move it back to Wednesday, the 6th. Okay. But most companies who invest their monies invest in life insurance. Citibank, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, they all got their fingers in life insurance. Okay. There's a reason for it. Of course, they sell it to us as death insurance. So this is why we don't look at it in the way that other people look at it, because always just death insurance. But listen, no one leaves this earth alive anyway, if you understand that. So anyway, my course is on sale. I think tomorrow is the last day. Now, I know some of my brothers and sisters, we the last minute. Try not to wait for the last minute, okay?
Oh,
So
wow.
this way you can order all the courses and whatnot, and you get them by going to my website, lloyd-strayhorn.com. My September newsletter will be out soon, although so it's absolutely free. Just go to my website, lloyd-strayhorn.com, and get the newsletter for August, what remains of August, which is one day, and then for September. And by the way, for those of you who have downloaded my Star app, I am so appreciative, because it is a way of mastering yourself, timing and things. Now, there's still some bugs. It's not 100% there, but it's about 90% more than what I could say before. And so if you have a problem loading it from your phone, just go to star8.com. From that website, you can log in either through Google and or through Apple. And for any bugs, like I think I was talking to somebody recently and they were having a problem signing in or subscribing. So you send me a letter to a star8llc@gmail.com. Any little glitch or anything, this is why I see now why these companies give updates, because they're working out their bugs or this, that, and the other. Well, now I understand truly what they're doing. And of course, you can always sign up for my Numbers in You audiobook that's available on most of the Audibles and Spreaker, and also on my website. And also for those that are listening for the who would like to listen podcasts, you got some podcast listeners. And I'm a new addition to TikTok, okay, which is interesting. TikTok is, and as you see, Denise said that, in fact, she found me through TikTok. I don't know what I was running my mouth about, but anyway, it was good. And also I'm offering classes, many classes just for the TikTok users. So when you go there, you'll see under Numbers in You, that's the name of my platform under TikTok Numbers in You, and you'll see series, and just click on that to register. And I got to let you know that Jazz Aphrodite is going to be putting another 6-week presentation course. This sister is so awesome. I mean, I'll talk about her till the cows come home. I mean, she is just that awesome. So she's starting a class on September the 19th. So you got about 20 days to get in your bid. All right. So just register at jazzaphrodite.com/learn, LEARN. That's jazzaphrodite.com/learn. All righty. So again, these classes are available on TikTok. These are the numbers. The responses have just been amazing. And please, for those, and when you download the Star app, leave a comment, leave a review in either the Google platform or Apple platform. Leave a review of what you think. And some of it may not be said, but I can take it. Don't you worry about it. I got you. All righty. And don't forget, today and tomorrow is the last day for my course. And again, instead of Labor Day, I'm going to move this couple on selling of life insurance and why it's so important, and why these companies got their hands in investing in life insurance, which we should all do on Wednesday instead of Monday. And Monday, I'm going to dedicate it to Labor Day and Mr. John P. In fact, he was a lawyer. The man was a politician. I'll tell you all about that. I'll tell you all about that on Monday. So in the meantime, though, I want to end this. So, my dear, you will have the last word.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your show. I've enjoyed being able to talk to you and the people. Again, if you want a consultation with me, you can call me at 325-757-1012, or you can chat me up on my website at www.fitandbliss.com. I do give consultations, or I give you advice on what you need to order, and I hope to see you then. And thanks for tuning in, and just be blessed and be fit and blessed.
You know what? I am so glad you made that visit to Brazil, because obviously that changed your life.
It did.
God bless Brazil for all the right reasons, okay?
I appreciate you so much for having me on your show. I really do.
This was a lot of fun. Thanks, Denise. Thank you. Our pleasure. All right. Everybody, I wanna thank you again. I enjoyed this. Health has always been my thing. You only got one go around, and you might as well make it for all it's worth. And all you got to do is just learn how to eat better, properly, with a higher consciousness. And I always say for this show, you either think for yourself or somebody will do your thinking for you. So educate yourself by researching. Look at these labels that you're now seeing. Just don't pick it up because it looks pretty or colorful. Anytime you got ingredients, this, you need a Latin teacher to try to transpose it, and all the different colors and numbers and this, that, and the other. And you know what, though? You know what I noticed?
What?
They did a comparison of a box of cornflakes and the ingredients in the United States. And they did a comparison of the ingredients in, I think,
Germany?
Britain or Germany, or one of those European countries.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different.
Yep.
Totally different.
Right.
There was a paragraph for those in the foreign countries. For the long ones, they had like a lot of stuff in it. A lot of stuff.
A lot of our stuff they won't even allow on shelves in certain countries in Europe.
And in fact, they don't even allow medical commercials on television in the foreign countries too.
It's true.
Only in this country. So if they got something, whatever you sick, they got something for you in this country.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
So that should tell you something right there. All righty. So we're not trying to knock the pharmaceutical community, but we're saying there are other alternatives and modalities to being well, since getting sick in this country is a very expensive proposition.
Very expensive proposition. It really is. And I think, again, health is your wealth. So if you're not well, you just aren't going to do as well in life as you could. You don't have the stamina. You won't have the mental capacity. You just won't have the energy. I mean, who wants to be overweight and who wants to be stagnated when you can live your best life? As long as you have the proper nutrition to do so, you can do it. You can do anything as long as you have great health, and great health starts with great nutrition. And that's literally all I can leave you with. If you want to go out,
I think those are words of wisdom that they can take with them. And there it is. So get a pen, paper, whatever y'all got to do. But you make sure you get all of this information for your health, because things are going to be tight. Food got nerve to be phenomenally high too.
Ridiculously high. I can tell you, I'm not even an ice cream eater, but somebody said, my mother used to eat ice cream years ago. And so ice cream used to be like $2 a gallon. Now it's like $8 something a gallon. Eggs going up to, I don't know, I think it's like $10.
I saw a gallon of milk for like almost $10, and $9 and something cents. It might as well have been $10.
It might as well have been 10 all day. So, I mean, it's crazy. And so if you just start eating healthier, eating simpler, you can even start learning how to cook a lot of your things like bread. Bread should never have a shelf life of months on end. When I go to Europe and I eat bread, they cook it that morning. by 5 o'clock, whatever it's not sold, they give it, they sit it in the street for the people that are on the street. Why? Because tomorrow it's going to be hard as a rock, because that's how fresh their food is. So here we can have stuff sitting on a shelf for months. Our vegetables.
I can tell you right there, because everything has a natural decaying process. Everything over time. I don't care what it is.
That McDonald's cheeseburger, they've taken some of those out of people's houses that were like torn down homes, and they've seen them sitting in their house, and from 1950, and unwrap it and look the same as it looks today in the store. That's frightening. That's what's going on. If it's sitting like that there, that's what's doing inside your body.
Which is nothing.
Absolutely nothing. But you're eating plastic again. You're eating plastic. Stop eating plastic.
Now, let me tell you this. For the industry, or whoever listens, we ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings. We just saying, okay? We just saying that some of this stuff ain't as natural as it appears to be. It's
not. It's pretty, and it may smell good, and it might even taste good. And that's the truth. It might even taste good. But
yeah, but that's the thing. It's almost if it appealed to the taste, the sweet spot, as they call it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the nutritional part of it, it leaves a lot to be desired. And probably that's why they call it fast food, because as soon as you eat it, you get hungry again.
Wow.
You know? So there's a reason. But anyway, I try to be honest on my shows, okay? I keep it real.
I know we can be as honest as we can.
Yeah, I ain't knocking nobody.
Offer, guys.
So don't y'all get, it ain't that serious. I'm just saying, for those of us who cannot afford to be sick financially, there are alternatives, and Denise Jeremiah is one of those alternatives, and you should take advantage of it, okay? That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying, just trying to help people out, okay? Doing the best I can.
Girl, we're just trying to save the world, and I think, we have we have a great charge, but I believe we have some wonderful and great people, and I believe they've heard us today, and I believe that they're going to make a change in their life for the better.
And thank you for raising the conscience of our Live with Lloyd family. You are definitely a part of the family, and you will be back, okay? Now we're going to then instruct them how to mix it and put all these ingredients together as a tea and a poultice and whatever the case is like that.
Yeah.
And just take it to another level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
My dear, thank you so much. All righty.
I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Me too. Me too. This has been a great show. Everybody, you'll have a great weekend. Labor Day is coming up, okay, which means we're shifting months. We're shifting gears. 6 planets are still retrograde right at this moment. So the party is not over in terms of little challenges and stuff like that. Just be aware. All righty. So everybody, I want to thank you very, very much. And again, I will be the guest on Monday, Labor Day, where we will acknowledge the father of Labor Day. And when you see this brother, you know exactly who he is. But he is the father of Labor Day. All right. And why he was given that title. So anyway, I want to thank everybody very much for joining us. I want to thank very, very much Denise Jeremiah. I mean, it was just mind-blowing information that all of you need to know. For those of you who take it personal, please don't. All of us, we got one life to live, and you should live it to the fullest, and you should give it your best. All right. Until then, everybody have a nice day.